yeah. You already know what time it is. It's that official time. Where we take this worldwide. Let's go. Listen. So now it's time to turn it up. Surf the radio waves as we begin to burn it up. We all up in your area like landscape. Definitely bringing you the pancakes. It's a mandate that you tune in. It's time to move out so we can move in and recognize that this is no illusion. I'm here to clear the air so that there is no confusion. It all started off in the book of Genesis when Jacob was wrestling with who he thought was his nemesis. And when the man saw he couldn't overpower him, he touched his hip but he really couldn't devour him. And from that point then we hear a name change, rearrange the game, so now we gotta change lanes. So I'm here to let you know it's time to listen to the Pancake and Powerslam Show. Let's go! Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam Show. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam Show. Turn it up.
What's going on, everybody? Dr. Chris Featherstone here for episode 494 of the Pancakes and Powerslam Show. We are live and live in color, getting funky like a monkey, if you will, baby. Yeah. Lots of hashtag Ask Dr. Chris questions, and I'm ready to get her done, baby, to answer them, because, you know, that's what I love to do. All right. Let's dive right into it. Let's see. Let's see. Hold on. Let me. I was trying to. All right, here we go. Ricky's asking, am I feeling better this week? I am, man. Thank you, Ricky. I appreciate it. Yeah, I went to the ER last week, and I'm feeling better. They just prescribed some meds for me, man. So it's actually been feeling better. So I'm still having back issues, but the medication that they gave me has actually made things much better. So that's really, really important. Really cool. Really, really encouraging is the word that I'm looking for. Let's see. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for participating as always. And Jeter actually was just conversing with Jeter, and he said he really enjoyed it. So he's a big fan of the interview. I was a big fan too. He was really easygoing, really easy to talk to. So that was very cool and very encouraging stuff. It's, you know, I've been doing these things for so long, and it gets really when I do that, when I do interviews and things like that, I'm thinking like, okay, who's going to stand out as being like a really cool interview, you know, because I do them all the time. And Jeter is actually pretty cool, man. Really down to earth, really easygoing guy. Cheers. Love water. I love water. I love water and coffee. I mean, those are the two things that I get the most, actually. Coffee and water. So, yes, another first time interviewing the books. That's the first time I have interviewed Johnny Jeter. He's actually the second person of the Spirit Squad I've interviewed. I've interviewed Ken Doan a bunch of times, actually. Aaron is in the house. Chris is in the house. Let's see. New look for NXT. You know, it's lighter. It's a little bit more vibrant. It's cool. Definitely better than the darker feel. Still not too much sold on the color scheme. The rainbow splash. But I like the production's better though. I like the fact that it's lighter, brighter. Seating was good. So looks like they did away with the Capitol Wrestling Center feel. I mean, if let me know if I'm not mistaken or not. They don't even call it that anymore, does it? So let me know if someone heard Capitol Wrestling Center. Disregard what I said, but it appears as if they didn't even say that anymore. So very interesting stuff there. It's interesting because it's really given people an opportunity to shine. Diamond Mine lost to some new recruits. Braun Breaker, I believe his name is, but it's Rick Steiner's son, Bronson Steiner. So yeah, I mean, those. Hey, look, it's people who people who's new recruits, and there you go, man. Bronson Steiner is only 23 years old. He'll be 24 next month, so he looks a lot like his father. So I like that guy. He beats LA Knight in the beginning of the show, but he's the number one contender. That was weird. That was really weird booking. Very, very weird booking there. But he could have easily beat like an Oni Lorcan or a oh gosh, who's Oni Lorcan's teammate? Danny Burch. He could have beat one of them. I think it would have made more sense. Beating one of the top contenders of the NXT Championship. That didn't make much sense to me. Who beats Big E? Good question, Will. Will, you're a first timer. We give our first timer some love here on PNP. So let me know if you're a first time. Anybody else is a first timer here on PNP? Thank you for joining us. This is episode 494. We're 6 weeks away from 500 episodes, and I'm working on some things. Ladies and gentlemen, and it's looking good. So I'm looking forward to episode 500. It's going to be great. And yeah, so if you're a first timer, let us know. Who beats Big E? So I hope there's a lot that I feel about this, and I talked about a lot of this on the Legion of Raw last night after with Vince Russo post Raw, our post Raw show. I'm a Big E guy. Big E's one of my favorites in all of professional wrestling right now, and has been for a while. Totally elated that Big E won the WWE Championship. I was a huge fan of it. I mean, it's funny that for so long you didn't have any black WWE champions, if you want to count The Rock, but he was black and Samoan. But African American champions for so long you didn't have any. The first African American champion was Bobby Lashley, because he was American born. Kofi Kingston he's African, so he's the first African born WWE champion. And then Bobby Lashley is the first African American born WWE champion, and Big E is the second African American born WWE champion. So very interesting, very, very interesting. And in this short amount of time, we got all these black champions, within the past few years, and Hey, I'm not mad at it. I think it's great, man. As an African American myself, I am a huge fan of it. It was great. I felt it. It felt great. It felt amazing when Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods came in there. I loved the raw emotion. I'm a sucker for raw emotion, and that was raw emotion, and I loved every single bit of it. It was fantastic, fantastic moment. I wish the stage was bigger. I wish that's my only critique about this. I actually like how they ran it. They threaded through the entire Raw to keep us intrigued. I like that. I was cool with that because the Raw was not good, just like it's not every week. But that was the saving grace of Raw because I was interested. It caused us to be intrigued. It was running throughout the show, which was great. That's a way to. I mean, that's how you handle episodic television to run it through the show. So I was a big fan of all that. I was a big fan of all of it. I was just my biggest critique again was the fact that I just wish it was on a bigger stage. I wish it was at ideally WrestleMania, but even a SummerSlam and even Extreme Rules. I'll actually be at Extreme Rules a week from Sunday, and that would have been great for that type of crowd. But Royal Rumble would have been cool. Just a bigger crowd. I just wish that he would have won. Excuse me, his first WWE Championship amongst a bigger crowd. I would have had Big E not announce his cash in and have him cash in the Crown Jewel. Much bigger stage would be history making. That'd be interesting. That would have been interesting. Crown Jewel. Yeah. That would have been interesting. WWE title, the secondary title, Universal title is the most important title. WWE Championship still has that that company attachment to it. Now, the World Heavyweight Championship, when it was there, it was the secondary championship, although I did like the World Heavyweight Championship. But it had that secondary championship feel. Depending on who had it, though. Because like when Cena and Batista would have it, they both felt equal. You know what I mean? Like when Taker would have the World Heavyweight Championship, it felt equal. There were some people who had it that, you know, it felt like a secondary championship. Although, look, you're the World Heavyweight Champion, you have the big gold belt. You know, like if you have this Joker here, you're saying something, okay? If you were someone who had big man, huh? If you were someone who was able to have the prestigious big gold belt, ladies and gentlemen, the best looking belt in all of pro wrestling history. This thing right here. This thing right here. The big gold belt, ladies and gentlemen. What a beautiful piece of art here, you know. And for this alone is the reason why I think they should have kept the World Heavyweight Championship because, I mean, the big gold belt is a thing of beauty. Thing of beauty. My books fell, so I should pick those. Oh, my Ohio State thing fell, so I should pick that up. I can't diss my Ohio State. Hold on a second. There we go. I can't diss my boys. I can't diss Ohio State for, you know, to give the big gold belt some love, man. Come on. Come on. Ohio State plate. When we won the 2002 national championship there. So can't diss my boys there. But yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, the big gold belt is just a thing of beauty, man. It's just a beautiful, beautiful piece of art, man. It's incredibly beautiful. So yeah, big fan of it. And so when it was the World Heavyweight Championship, I was a big fan of it. Big fan of it. Dion's in the building. I don't understand why Big E would tease Heyman all this time and now cash in on Lashley, but I'm glad Big E is champ. Yeah, I guess it was kind of a red herring. So, what happened to the Titans? They lost, man. Titan, I'm a Titans mark, Elvis, and but I'm just, I'm not very confident in our core. I'm just not confident in it, man. We just need some overhauls and the personnel. We need some overhauls in the, and a lot of the a lot of the players. We just, ugh. Yes, the man bun returned. The Locks man bun returns. Yes, indeed. Special guest on 500. We just gotta see. How's the back feeling? Thank you for asking, Aaron. Right now, actually, the back's out about right now it's about a 4. Last week it was about a 10. It was about a 9 to a 10. It was about a 10 when I went to the ER. It was back. I barely moved. And then I ended up getting down to about, by the time I left the ER, it was still about an 8. And when I was when I sat down, I was squeamish. It was hurting so bad. But they've got me on meds. I've been faithful to taking the medication for my back over the past week, and it's actually it still hurts. I mean, it's still like I'll take. There's one I have to take that I can't take, but except for the evenings because I can't drive when I'm taking it. It's pretty heavy dosage. So my sleep has gotten better. My day-to-day hasn't been. I mean, it still hurts. I mean, it still hurts. But it's not like over the top level that I can't even move, and so. And my sleep has gotten better. That's my big thing. When I take medication before I go to sleep, and my sleep has gotten better. It's not as like I wouldn't get very good sleep because I would be tossing and turning every night because my back was hurting so bad. So now when I take my medication before I go to sleep, it's better. It's better. Thanks for asking, Aaron. How should WWE book Big E going forward for his championship run? How long do you think it'll last? See, here's the thing, Alonzo. There's a unfortunately there's a eerie feeling, and I hope that this does not happen. But I would be upset, but I wouldn't be upset. I wouldn't be mad if it happened. I would be very, very upset if it did happen. If Bobby Lashley beats Big E, I would add Extreme Rules while I'm there. Yeah. So yeah. See the man buns on point tonight. Thank you. Chris, I actually did this because I did this for Vince Russo actually, and actually I haven't had a bun in a while. This is one of my favorite styles. It's so easy. It's so easy to maintain. I just a lot of times I put my hair down. I gotta put in a ponytail or something like that, or my wife she braids my hair, and she actually does my hair, and I do the styles except for the braids. Everything else I do the styles. So I've done I do buns, I do wacky buns, I do ponytails, I do modified ponytails, all different types of styles for my hair. So I was like, you know what? I haven't done the bun in a while. I haven't done the man bun in a while. And so Vince Russo does not like it. And so he talked about the man bun a couple times. I was like, you know what? To just because of that, I threw it up in a man bun yesterday. And right before the show with Vince Russo, I was like, all right, this looks great. And so, yeah, so today I even fine-tuned it even a little bit more. And I was like, yeah, I'll rock the bun for a little bit. I'll rock the bun for another, probably, another few days, probably, maybe 2-3 days, maybe. Thank you for that, though. Thank you for that, Chris. Do I own any wrestling T-shirts? Good questions. Yeah, I love questions like this. Yes, I have wrestling T-shirts. I have Shinsuke Nakamura. I got a few Sting ones. I got a couple Jay Lethal ones, ROH one, a WrestleMania, a couple WrestleMania ones, Roman Reigns. I got a Southpaw Championship Wrestling, which is one of my favorite shirts. I love that one. I've got a really cool shirt that has the country, and for every state shaped, like there's a name that's shaped on the state, because that person's from, or at least built from, that state. That's actually one of my favorite shirts. And I believe I'm going to get some more, just because I like wrestling shirts. So, but yeah, I've got a lot. Thoughts on the new NXT roster? I'm not super sold on it. I'm not super sold on it. I like the fact that they're doing this new person showcase type of deal, but I mean, if NXT was niche before, it's even more niche now, and it just, as far as ratings are concerned, I think they just kind of gave up on that. I mean, as far as, because I don't see ratings coming from this new format. I do think it gives an opportunity to build new stars, which I can appreciate. Like, I like Bronson Steiner, or Bron Breakker, which is a weird name, but yeah, I like Bronson Steiner. I'm cool with it. I'm a fan of that. And so it gives an opportunity to build new stars. It feels developmental again, though. It feels developmental with some top, like, notable talent. Like, Ciampa won the title, which I think was a good call. I would say out of those names, Ciampa is the most over of the four. So him winning the title again made sense to me. What happens on SmackDown? I mean, right now you got Balor and Reigns, and I'm look, Reigns is just running over people, running through people. We got Demon Finn coming back. Okay, sure. I think, and I said this before. I've said this a bunch of times. Whoever beats Roman Reigns, like, it better. The person who beats Roman Reigns better be someone who they are going to heavily push, because Roman Reigns for over a year has been plowing through people, smashing them, stacking them, and retiring Daniel Bryan from the WWE, stacking Edge, going through Cesaro, going through Kevin Owens, going through even his own cousin, Jey Uso, going through Finn Balor, going through Rey Mysterio. It's like, come on, man. Like, I love what they're doing with Reigns. That's how you build a heel. But, like, the baby face who gets that rub, WWE better have something for that baby face, whoever that baby face is. They better have something for it. New XT looks like, if someone says I don't know, they might get slimed. Double Dare, huh? Have I reached out to Al Snow after he saved the kid from drowning? I know he's a great guy who loves people. When you speak to him, please tell him I said he's a hero and brave. I wish I could copy your. I can easily email him what you just said. Let's see. I don't think I can. Let's see. I'm gonna see if I can find what you just said. Yeah, I can't find it. And like on Facebook. So, but yeah, email that to me, Elvis, and I'll forward it to Al Snow. What's up? The article saying Vince is constantly changing the policy on Benoit. Is he trying to bring him back on or something? You know, it's a lot of from what I heard, the policy as far as like him being blacklisted and being taken from every single thing compared to now. Okay, we'll let him bring in a couple of things. I know that his son is Benoit's son is training. So, wedding was awful, pure garbage. What a weird way to end NXT. I like the index gimmick going on, but I think you just gotta put a little bit more stamina in it, man. Anthony's in the building. You know, it's what happened to the emphasis on putting more time into angles? I don't understand that. It just doesn't make sense at all. Michael's the first timer. Big shout out to Michael. Give Michael a big round of applause for being the first timer. Sean is the first timer. Give a big round of applause. Thanks for coming, Sean. All right. Thanks, guys. Chris said, my thoughts exactly about LA Knight losing at the start, but he was the workhorse tonight. LA Knight should have taught around post Raw. Could definitely use a guy like him. He's so good in the mic. His ring work is good. Very solid in the ring. Very, very good mic on the mic. Yes, absolutely. It's interesting because LA Knight has always been that guy from what I've seen. Except for on TNA. TNA used them very well to the main event status. But when he was in NWA, like Championship Wrestling from Hollywood used them pretty well too. And so, but like when he was in NWA, like they didn't use him all that well. Like as far as main event status, NXT haven't used him main event status. So it's interesting that they don't feel comfortable with him being in the main event yet. But yeah, he's definitely the workhorse. On Raw, I think he'd get lost in the shuffle. At this point, with how they're booking people on Raw, man, you know, you want to stay on to 9:40 Eastern. No, 11:40 Eastern. It was 11:40 Eastern. 9:40 Mountain Time, right? 2 hours from here is Mountain Time. So 9:40 Mountain Time. I think you're Mountain Time, right, Elvis? You're in Colorado. Really? Interesting. Sent Pillman's junior sister label. Well, there you go. That's the way to induce it. that's the way to induce it, baby. To start cutting promos. I've got 3 kids, and I know people who've been pregnant, and they want their labor to be induced. So, if a promo can induce your labor, MJF's got him a new side gig. He's got a new side hustle of cutting promos to induce labor. I'll bring that belt to ER. I'm gonna be defending your brother. Hey, look, you know I ain't scared. I ain't never scared. I'm in for it. Sure you've been asked this before, but I saw them in the intro and I just thought about this. But what do you do with all your WrestleMania signs? Oh, good question. I actually gave it to a good buddy of mine, Ben. When I moved to my house, well, I was at a house before, but when I moved to my current home, almost a year and a half ago now, I was like, you know what? I'm the room that's my office / theater, like it just doesn't need all these WrestleMania signs up. I wanted to make it a little bit more, um, more sleek, I guess. And so I didn't want all those signs up there. So yeah, want this sleekier feel. So I said, you know what? You want these signs? And he said, yes. He's going to give it to his son, I think. So there you go. And so I gave it away, which I'm still glad I did because I love my setup for my office now. Actually, for all you patrons, see, this is what you patrons can do. You patrons can up my. I don't want to upgrade my package what I have for my live streaming, but I have. You see that here? Brand new camera. My podcast studio right there. Brand new camera. Very expensive camera and very nice lighting too. I think I might bring it. I don't know. I might bring it back out for 500. It's just so easier to do it in this setup here. It's just easier to do as far as setting up is concerned. So I'm just kind of used to doing it, and so I might bring back the very nice camera. I plan on doing some videos coming up from my theology and apologetics page. I'm going to use the setup for that. So we'll see where it goes, man. We'll see where it goes. But I really I bought that big expensive camera and I haven't used it as much as I wanted to, but I'm trying to get a techie out here to work out some kinks, man. So I can use it more. But I like this setup, man. I have the current title Winged Eagles title. No, I don't have the Winged Eagle. I have the Attitude Era championship, Ricky. I have 3 titles. I have the current WWE championship, the Big O belt, and the Attitude Era, which is actually my 3. Well, two of my favorite. The current WWE championship isn't. I wouldn't call that a favorite, but the Attitude Era is one of my all-time favorites. Cool. Looking at these questions before I hop out of here. Love the interaction, y'all. Love the interaction. This is why I love this show. I mean, I bust my butt for so long, for 494 episodes, to get an amazing fan base. The PNP fan base is the best fan base on the planet, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, also I feel like Goldberg beats him at Crown Jewel as well. See, I love these questions. I love just random questions like this. Yes, my before I cut my hair a few months ago, and before I cut it and re-dyed it, I recolored the ends of it, and cut it probably about 8 inches, and so it was literally to my behind. My hair was super long. It was time to cut it, but I can see myself keeping locks until I don't have any hair anymore, or I get tired of it, which I don't, because I love my hair being in locks. I was tired of having a full head of locks a few years ago, and I cut my sides and my back, and I love that. I love it, and so um, I was like, you know what? A few months ago, I was like, all right, yeah, my hair's long. Time to cut. Time to. I wanted to get it colored. Like that was my biggest thing. I wanted to get it recolored because I haven't had it colored in years. So I wanted to color it again. Um, and so I was like, you know what? I might as well just cut it too because I want the color to stand out, not just be at the bottom of my back. So cut and colored it, and it came out very well. Braun Breaker sounds like a cartoon. It does, doesn't it? It sure does. Or it sounds like the finishing move of somebody. The Braun Breaker. Doesn't think Bobby Lashley should bring back the Hurt Business. Yep. Brian's asking, do I think the programs are better now that McMahon's are not on screen characters than they were than when they were? That's a good question. No, I don't actually, because I think having that heel. See, a lot of people like they're opposed to GMs. I'm not, because I think when you have that heel role, I still prefer Shane as a babyface. I mean, Shane as a heel, it worked in a sense. With Braun, it didn't. It was just really weird. It helped Roman get over. Helped Owens to an extent, but when a few years back when Shane was a babyface, I actually enjoy that better. Was weird with the Miz. Miz was a babyface. Shane was a heel. That was super weird. Super duper weird. So Shane's hit and miss as a heel. I prefer him as a babyface. Like he's the cool kid's son. I mean, that's what Shane McMahon is. But Stephanie, I mean, she does an incredible job as a heel. I mean, just she's a great heel. And so, yeah, I think if Stephanie was still on board, is that this current WWE official thing with Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce just isn't working for me. I'm glad that Adam Pearce gets an opportunity. Like, I'm glad that he has a spot. You know what I mean? I think Adam Pearce would be a pretty good commentator. You know, I think he would be good in the commentating booth. Sonya Deville would be pretty cool with like being the GM of the women's division, because I think the women's division needs a huge overhaul. So if you had like a women's GM, that would be pretty cool. Or if she was, I mean, she did the whole assistant thing for a second, and then it just kind of fell out. Then she was on SmackDown only, and then she went over to Raw and both, and just you got two GMs. I mean, they're not even called GMs; they're called WWE officials, I believe they're called. So it's just a weird type of deal, you know. It's like calling someone. It's like McDowell's, like back in Coming to America. Like that's McDonald's, but you call them McDowell's, like so. It's like it's the same concept, but a different name. Rock versus Reigns at Mania. I see Rock losing. I'll get the title Reigns till Mania 39. I'm all for Rock Reigns at Mania with Rock losing. Rock putting Reigns over. Again, whoever it is. I'm cool with Drew going over to SmackDown at the draft and Drew Roman eventually for Mania. I think you keep them apart, and then if you want to do Drew Roman at Mania, I'm fine with that. Or further down the line, perhaps. But I'm definitely fine with Rock Roman at Mania. But again, you got to build someone so strong to beat Reigns, because whoever beats him, like they better be built huge. Dion's asking, what would you think if AJ Styles got drafted to SmackDown and turned babyface and went after Reigns? Heel AJ is getting super stale to me with the Omos thing. I wouldn't mind a babyface AJ, but AJ Reigns for the title, I'm not a big fan of that. Nah. AJ's in a really weird spot because, he's a shoo-in Hall of Famer, but this is not really a big championship spot for him right now, other than the Raw Tag Team Championships. But I'm not sold on Almost whatsoever. What's up, Josh? Josh is in the building. Very, very nice. Ask Dr. Chris. Let's see. What's up, Keith? I think Drew McIntyre's driver SmackDown. He's won the dethronement. Okay, well, I just said that. So cool. Look, great minds think alike. Cherie, thank you. Hope I'm feeling better. Yes, I have. Yes, I am. Thank you very much. Have I interviewed Victoria? Will I interview Victoria soon? I don't know, but I think that's a good idea. I might get working on that. No trivia, Aaron. No, but I am heavily thinking about having an Extreme Rules trivia night next week. I'm thinking about it. How about them Hawkeyes? Yes, indeed. WWE is going to call him Rex Steiner, which is much better than Braun Breaker. Yeah, Rex Steiner. I'm definitely cool with it. Chris, good show tonight. Enjoy wrestling. See you next week for Legion Raw. The best show, Pancakes, Powerslams, bye. Appreciate all you, man. Shout out to Christopher, man. Super duper supportive guy, man. Thank you very, very much. Any update on Triple H's health? I'll find that out. Tweet me at Chris Prolific. I'm going to find that out. Squeaky Cedric to reveal his career, give him a mid-card push. I'll make him a babyface, man. He just, being a heel just isn't working for him. It's just not. And then going back to the Hurt Business, it's like someone getting being the recipient of the breakup. So it's like someone getting broke up from their in a relationship, and then they're like, well, I didn't need you anyways, right? The whole I didn't need you anyways. And then they go back like, hey, what you doing? Like, no, that's how it feels like with Cedric if he goes back to the Hurt Business. So he works better as a babyface. He's just going to have to start telling stories in the ring, because as a heel, the Squeaky Cedric's got to go. Unless you make that a thing. Unless, he can get a bunch of he can get a bunch of heat as a heel if he starts talking. If Squeaky Cedric becomes its own gimmick on the mic, he will get a ton of heat. Thoughts on Casey Catanzaro? Agile, popular with the Ninja Warrior. So, sure. She's learning the business quickly. Isn't she still dating Ricochet? If I'm not mistaken. What did I say? I said email that to me. cravewrestling@gmail.com. Email that to me. Or actually send it'll be better if you sent a message on the Pancakes and Powerslams Facebook page. Send a message on the Pancakes and Powerslams Facebook page. I'll forward that to Al Snow. Yeah, Cedric running up the 24/7 championship pretty much gives an indication of how much the WWE cares about him. So, cool. All right, y'all. AJ versus Zayn. That'd be a cool feud. They did that a few years back. But I think it'll be fresh. Sure. Cool. All right, y'all. I think that's it. Trying to see if I have seen any more X-Chris questions. Hey, check me out before we go. Extreme will be all extreme. You know, it's funny. I was having a conversation when I said that last night's events um, during our post Raw show. I'm like, it's called Extreme Rules, but there's no gimmick matches. But there's no gimmick matches on Extreme Rules. That's weird. Okay, let's see. Where's my all of my trying to find my okay, here we go. All of my social stuff, my plugs. There you go. Patreon.com/pancakes and powerslams. Thank you all patrons. Thank you all current patrons. Very much appreciate you. For those who are a top patron, get ready for an Ask You night. And I'm also going to start having the 6-month patrons host the trivia nights too. And I might get myself into it or be a part of the trivia nights. So, yeah, I'm going to have that. Also, I'm going to start having, I think I'm going to start having some wrestlers in for the pop up for the 6-monthers and for them to interview them. So, got a couple ideas as far as the 6-monthers. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. I did not know that sparked the alarm. Very interesting. Huh. Okay. All right, y'all. Patreon.com/pancakes and powerslams. Subscribe to my YouTube page, youtube.com/Chris Featherstone. That's my theology and apologetics page. Appreciate the love there. And yeah, Pancakes and Powerslams, Patreon. Email cravewrestling@gmail.com. That's always open for a 30-second video. 30-second video. And if you go ahead and post the 30-second video, send that to me on email, and I will start playing it in as a part of the intro. Cool. All right, y'all. I'm gonna head out. Let's see. Guess there'll be Extreme Rules matches May next week. Well, I guess so. When it's almost turn on AJ. He's got a lot of work to do before that happens. So, thanks, Sean. Just subbed. Thank you. Appreciate it. Ricky's going to go sub. Appreciate it. All right. Usos versus Profits, big gimmick match. Probably Big E versus Lashley. Yeah. Vince versus Fowler could be the one, but it won't. I guess the gimmick is Demon Finn, probably. I don't know. I guess that a gimmick match. That's weird. All right, y'all. I am going to matter of fact, let's see. Elvis, I just saw that you sent that over to that you messaged. I'm going to copy this right now. And I'm going to as we speak. Let's see. So I don't forget. So I won't forget. Elvis, I am actually sending that to Al Snow right now, so I don't forget. I'm actually sending this right now. But don't forget. All right. His name is Elvis. All right, I just sent that Elvis. What's highest souls of Bros Russo on your other show so far? I don't know. I know we do the. I know I don't count the Bros with the live show, but I know we do the recordings. They're running with Russo, and they actually have the Bro counters on there. So, yeah. I'm out of here, y'all. You're welcome, Elvis. All right, 500 and episodes coming up in 6 weeks, 494 in the books. Until next week, enjoy your week of wrestling. God bless, and always remember, I'll do it for you. Have a good night, everybody.